Okay, we're back. I had a decent response to the work done so far, and I'm pretty happy about that, both from the client and also from these videos. Someone did ask how the artwork was created, so I'm going to kind of talk about that really briefly, but I'm not actually going to do a tutorial on creating that. Really, all that happened was that sketches were made. Dun, 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 dun. I'm gonna put this here. Sketches were made. We defined what the characters would be, and then we defined specific props and actions that would be needed. So this guy's going to be typing. So we have a couple hands. He's going to be carrying maybe a briefcase or whatever. So we just start with a sketch, and from there we just start making. You can make shape. Whoops, sorry. Ignore that. You make little shapes. So if you're gonna have his arm or something, you make that, and then you can change this work path into this, and you can start to fill this in. And then once you have that, you can get your little your little texture brush, and you can do some simple shading on it. And then to prevent the shapes from going to the outside, you just lock the transparency of the layer, which means that you can't make any additional marks. You can only modify the pixels that exist. So this is pretty much how all these things were built, by tracing out these shapes. I don't want to update my driver right now. Tracing out the shapes and then adding colors and shading them. So it's a very, very straightforward process, and then you just want to have them broken up into their components. It helps to do a layer palette, so you know what your flesh tones are going to be, and then what your shadows are going to be, and then they're consistent throughout the piece, or character, whatever you want to call it. And then even if you're going to have consistent colors throughout the piece, but that's probably going to end up being a color grade thing after the video and animation's all done. So on this guy, we have a couple expressions. Oh, let's jump over to this. So this is our color keys of sort of what's going to happen. A modified, the one step beyond the storyboard. And this character is going to be working at his computer. It's no longer going to be this little terminal thing. He's going to see his phone ring, and he's going to pick it up, and this is going to be a separate shot. We're going to make a hand. This will be very easy. It's just one drawing, and then animate the interface. And his friend is going to arrive, and then he's going to get up. This frame will probably be after this. He'll get up and walk off screen, so it'll be the same shot. It'll probably just be his waist. And then we'll do a swipe over to this. And then from here, we'll continue this moving to the left thing, and we'll have him walk with his friend. And there's some information about visitors. And then they'll come upon this. And this might end up being flipped since they're keeping the motion moving left, but we don't know yet. So him and his friend will just be there, and the security guard we worked on in a previous video. It depends on what order you watch this, but the security guard has been animated and rigged pretty much, so this guy will point up to the sign and say, "No, thank you." Or not no thank you, but this is employees only, no big deal. And then that's the end of it. And then we might use him again. There's a summary where we're just going to reuse the animated scenes we have. So we have very simple requirements, basic somewhat. So with those in mind is how we started creating this. I'm going to delete this extra layer I just made. These are the hand sketches sort of for when he's typing or picking up the phone. And they should be embedded in here somewhere as well. This is the old collar. I repainted another collar. The contrast on this is a little bit low, but we're gonna go with it and see what it looks like. And after the fact, we can change the art, and it shouldn't be a problem. It's just as long as you are not changing your pixels, you're not changing If you imagine this as a bounding box, as long as that's not being changed. Oh, look at this. Okay. This sucks. Okay. So what needs to happen here? We'll turn off this. This is the... I guess I did not finish this. And I apologize for that. But this will be a good explanation of how I do what I do. So we want to have these little football shapes. That little example I made, football shape, that's what we want. But we have done it the wrong way. So I took a magic wand tool, copied the brown from the torso, Control C, and then I'm going to come up to the neck, and I'm going to do a Control V there, and then I'm going to merge these together. I'm going to put the neck on top and merge them together. Control E. Okay. Now I'm going to turn the neck off, and then in here I'm going to move the microphone and grab my tablet and really quickly turn on my color palette. This is where it's good. This is the shadow color of the cloth. And so we have this is our texture brush, which is, it's all well and good, but like you can see how hard it is to get cover. So I just want to like use a super default brush that has what's the word, tapering to it. So if you press lightly you get a small, and you press it hard you get fat. I find that gives me the best control for what I need to do, because I just need to knock this all down to be one flat color, or that's what I want to do. I don't have to do that. And then X, swap colors, get this other thing, and then right here, your brush presets, it saves your favorite ones or the recently used ones. And I'm just gonna like kind of paint this in a little bit. Like I appreciate the texture and I want to keep some of the texture, but I also don't want to ruin what has happened. So there are changes to the artwork. And so here I kind of want to smooth this top line out, and I'll do that by jumping over back to this brush, switching, and you can see that I'm not able to draw, but I am able to draw inside the shape. That's because I have my lock transparency, which is good. That's what we want. All right, and now what I'm going to do is turn on the collar, and I'm going to turn on the neck that's between them, and I'm still on the torso. Lock transparency, swap it so I'm painting with the dark, get my texture, and I just want to like darken that edge a little bit, not that much. Okay, great. And then we'll test this out. And I'm going to kind of call that good. There's a little bit of, I don't know what to call that. Oh. What is going on? I lock my transparency and then unlock it. There we go. So you can see how this is not super smooth, and like I would just have to keep going over this over and over and over. Or if I'm feeling smart, I can get my pen tool and again, like I said, draw these shapes perfectly and then delete things that are on the outside. But I'm not going to do that right now, because this guy's pretty much done, I'm going to say. We have right hand briefcase. He must take a briefcase to get lunch with his friend. We have grab phone, hand default, torso, and what I want to do is just make sure that these are all filled in properly. And then there's going to be one extra change here with the glasses. I am going to delete some of this away. Well, no, I'll just leave that, and we'll mask it in After Effects, but what's going to happen is we're going to make a different piece of artwork to go behind the ear so we don't have to worry about it not matching. We have this ear so it can kind of move a little bit, and we have it all set up for the parallax stuff that we want to happen. So I'm going to call this good, file save. So right there, I already wasted so much time. Jump into After Effects, import, file, microphone again, this project, into characters folder. Everything's called puppets. We're going to have 3/4 view. Okay, so we are in here. Let me do this too. Project settings. Okay, and then view. Do not do that. Okay. We are going to just jump right into rigging. So I've had decent success with just rigging the legs. So I'm going to keep the left leg, right leg. We need a little bit more information. Right leg here. And kind of like getting my workflow going and figured out. We also have, depends on when you came, so our project management, things that are done and not done and what needs to happen with them. And then down here we have a really basic like how we're just building this with 1, 2, 3, 4 bones and then 2 points to control the bones as specified by the DUIK IK. The DUIK, D-U-I-K, however you say it, I'm not going to worry about it. And then my own like crappy ancillary extra stuff that goes on top of that. So first step, I draw this out, and you want your legs to be straight, so we get 2 guides, and I'm gonna go to view and turn off snap to guides. Well, maybe I'll leave on snap to guides for the pins. I don't know if the pins actually do anything. About here. Whoops. So there I had the hip selected. We don't want that. This 2, 3, and I found out that you want this at the bottom-ish. 4, great. And we'll kind of like bring up this just for reminder's sake. And so this is our thigh, first one. Second one, knee. This is our foot, and then we get our toes. And I don't know for sure if we need to have another one, because I haven't been able to get any toe roll going, but I don't think we're going to have that complicated of models, to be honest. All right, so from here, we're going to come in here, then do deform. This is where we're going to name it. So this is the terminal employee underscore screen left, so left leg, thigh. And then we're gonna copy this, click on the next pin, paste this, knee, foot, toes. All right, and then we need 2 extra pieces of information, which is gonna be made by making nulls, and they always jump right to the center. We're going to call this solids, null for DUIK like we have been, and we're gonna have an extra one by default, and then we're gonna have these other ones. This, I'm actually gonna change it to 50 by 50, and that'll shrink them up a little bit. And we've got our perfect little thing here. And now I don't think those points were created perfectly on the line or whatever. This marker line. So we're gonna call this terminal employee, backspace, left leg, underscore, heel. Whoops, don't double click, just one click. Nope, don't enter click while in the composition. Click on here and then hit that. Terminal employee, left leg, tiptoe. Awesome. Okay, so now we have our left leg and we have our bones in there. So all we gotta do is click these bones, and since we named them, we have bone, 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 everything's correct. And then we'll just hit cancel. We'll do this back leg and everything should be coming in correct. We just want to double check. It looks right. We hit OK. And in the previous video, I decided that I want to use these nulls to be my animators and not the spline shapes. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry about it. It's not a problem. Not a problem. Okay, so we're going to have this. And start to turn this down so we can just focus on this leg. This one. This one. We're going to rename these right now. Oh. Again. Terminal employee. Right leg. Heel. And we're going to be using this naming convention for everything. Tiptoe. Great. So yeah, this is, it might seem overwhelming at first, but I don't think I've really had any problems with it. And I know nothing about rigging. Well, I know a little bit, but it's very rinse and repeat type of stuff. And there's more advanced things you can do, but I'm not. It's okay. We have multiple characters for one like 3 to 4 minute animation, and that's like going to be enough work managing all that as just a one person studio mostly. So just keep working on things. The goal is to like refine the workflow so I can do this very, very quickly, and then we can like put in more detail eventually. It would be awesome if you could come up with a super automated rigging system, and you wouldn't have to worry about as much detail being in there, because it would be, the work would be done already. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and our right leg. 1, 2, auto rig, back leg. These all look like they say right leg, and we'll hit OK and just awesome. So if you look at that, we're already done with the rigging. Shit. Sorry. Pardon my language. I want to make these invisible. Is that what I want to do? And then turn them off. Make these invisible. 2, 3, 4, and turn them off. So the goal for me is to just get these as simplified and streamlined, so all that people can even move are these little control points. But you know what? We don't want to do that yet because we have our legs needing to happen. And then the other mistake is that once things are hidden, they're still soloed. What a pain in the butt. Okay. So we've got that. And now we've got our little arms. So we're gonna do a similar thing, treat the torso like the hips and make it transparent just so we can see our whole thing. Click on here. We want something kind of like here. Elbow. I'm gonna put this like where the wrist would be and not at the end of this. Right there. Okay. Okay, and then we also need one of these, just in case, to be our clavicle. I'm going to put them closer, and hopefully they don't move too much. We don't need to snap to guides anymore. Okay. The collar, I'm going to link to the torso and lock it and hide it. And now the neck is fine. I just want to be able to select these stupid nulls. I'll move these to the top. And we'll still still have terminal employee. This is going to be left arm. Yeah. Clavicle. Right arm clavicle. And we'll come back to here. We have our mesh, deform, and again we have, cancel. We have our arm things, which is how this is set up. So I kind of don't feel like this is in the right spot. Left arm. So I might end up deleting. Yeah, I'm gonna delete this pin. You can just select on it and press delete, and we'll do a pin right here in the middle of that. And I'm gonna put this down at the bottom just so it saves that. So terminal employee, left arm. Arm. Terminal employee, left arm, elbow. As you can see, it's the elbow. Terminal employee, left arm, hand. And now I don't know for sure. But I'm also going to try this. What I want to do, I want to make bones first. Bones. And then I want to link this to the hand. I'm going to call this terminal employee left arm. I'm going to call it the contact point or something like that. And I'm going to move it to like the center of the hand maybe. Okay. So we have one left arm clavicle, hand, elbow, arm. Remove. Cancel. Auto rig, front arm. The sun can't decide what it wants to do today, which is fine by me. We just want to make sure that this all looks right. Hit OK, and now we get this thing. Okay. And this, I'm not sure what this thing will do, because Da-da-dum. This null doesn't seem like it's left arm hand. Oh, okay. So that's what that point does, I guess, is it keeps it looking down. So you can see it's constantly looking down. This is our hand controller. I'm gonna start doing some keyframe stuff just so we can move things around and fix things. So I'm gonna switch the direction of the elbow. We'll move this thing over here because we're gonna use it again, I guess. This might not have gotten used. I thought it did, but that's okay. We don't need to worry about it. If we do want the hand to rotate with the elbow, I think you can just... No, we'll just be rotating this. Just super fine. Or actually rotating this hand independently. But we're not gonna worry too much right now about that because we are not animating. So we'll do this. We'll also do the rotation. And I'm going to just easy ease those. And so his arm is going up a little bit high from his shoulder. So I think I want to, that's coming from the clavicle movement. Maybe we can reduce it by rotating that down. Well, we'll be able to tweak that around, and I think that's okay. His arms aren't going to go that high, so it shouldn't get that bad. I can't tell what I should do. What I should do is save this file. And I should have saved it before so I could undo what I had done and then redo it. But I'm not smart. 1, 2, 3. All these things that I affected the transparency on. Okay, so we have this thing. Well, actually, this was here, so I'm going to duplicate it and move it over here. Right arm. Contact? I have no idea. We will try it again and see if it works on this one. Inside of here, we have the mesh. Right arm, elbow, hand, great bones. Oops. And again, it only does what you have selected. So there, now we have all three. I'm just gonna move this away again. I could probably just delete this. I don't think I need it anymore. Okay, so we have the clavicle, the arms, and then this contact hand thing. So RA clavicle, and then our So this, I guess I don't know which one. Well, this would be the heel. And maybe we just want it to be the tip, actually. Let's try that. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 merrily. Copyright infringement. I'm gonna get flagged. Okay, I'm gonna go down, and he's got a bunch of hands that are all going to be attached to his right hand controller, but I'm just gonna use the default one for now. And we'll see on here. Oh, we have a clavicle auto positioner. I don't know what that does. Oh, we have the weight of a clavicle. Oh, that's how we can manipulate that other one. We'll use that. We have the proper thing here. Let's check this out. We can disable IK, and we can rotate the upper arm and rotate the lower arm. And this all looks pretty darn good to me. The one thing I do want is this bone inside of here. I want to try to link the hands to this center bone. So this is the TERA hand. And this is going to be the TERA hand there. Okay, and now we'll see what happens. Okay. That's kind of strange that these aren't matching up anymore. I hope that's not broken. It might be. But you can kind of see just how much this needs to change its default position. And something could have happened there where numbers got altered based on the linking, because I might have linked it when it was further away or something like that. But it looks like the arms are changing length, which I think is a feature of the hand controllers. This stretch thing, this auto stretch. But we'll just leave stuff to the default. I do want to look at this clavicle over here and see if we can. Scary. His arms won't go up that high, so I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, great. We got that. We got that. We can take these. Okay, to go forward, and we will just I'm good with that. Blop. All right, and this guy will just. This is not animating, I know. This is messing about. Okay, so next we have the spine, neck, and head animation to worry about. But before I do anything else, I want to link all these things. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, you know what? We'll get this set up right now before we do that. we're going to have this here, and this is a little bit small, but I think it'll be okay. For face controller, we're going to link all the things to this. Then we'll link the face controller to the head. Head 2 is the old head shape that was a little bit too square or something like that, so I'm not even gonna, we'll just leave them in, but hide them. Alright, neck, head. These are all connected to that. This is connected to the head. So what we need to do is get the head able to rotate in a natural looking way where you can look up and down somewhat, and that's pretty good. It's like, it seems like it's on your jaw almost. And I've gotten good at guessing, so that's nice. And then for the neck, let's turn down the collar. I might have locked it or something like that. Yeah, I think I locked it. Dum-da-da-dum. We'll turn down the collar so we can still see it. But I'm going to lock it so we can select it through it. And I want this to be here-ish. So kind of like with our circle again. If this is the circle, we want the neck. We want the neck. We want the neck. Wow, 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 wow. Want the neck to be in the center, and that's pretty good, pretty good. Okay. And turn that off. And then our torso. We want our torso to be, I still have not figured this out exactly, like where to put the torso and the hips at. I assume you just want it in the middle somewhat. Okay, so that looks good to me. So we're gonna use the hips, the torso, the head, and then also the neck, which I couldn't select because it was covered. And the neck. Head, neck, spine, and this is there. So you get a weird thing going on here where I'm not sure about what to do with this controller. It seems silly to me. What happens if I shrink this? So I've just been like locking it and then using this other hip as our main thing. And these are like our moving points. But as you can see, the clavicles are not linked to it, so we'll link the clavicles to the shoulders. And so these are linked to their 0 points. So we do have to go find them. And that will be shoulders. So now when we move this, our arms will move with it. And we do a very similar thing for the legs. Oh, yep, those are not legs. So we need to find TE. The thigh bones is what we're looking for. One thigh bone, and it's not linked to anything, and this will be linked to the I'm going to try the CC hip on that one. And I'm going to try the C hip on this one. And it should effectively be the same thing. You can see his butt is a little bit square, and that's just fine because he will be seated, but we can do animated masks or something like that to get him off the ground in such a awkward, funky way. Okay, and now we can just turn all this stuff back to 100%. Oh, our shoulder, we don't want to do that. We can kind of rotate that. Oh, he looks so rigid. Maybe we don't want these points linked to the shoulders, but link them to the torso. So I'm going to take these two and link them to the torso. Okay, we've got our whole face. Okay, and now we're gonna start working on the face. And I should probably save out formulas and stuff so I don't have to jumble around so much, but we might just have to deal with it. So what I've been doing, file save this as a JPEG. Yes, we'll just save that. We use this as our base map, whatever you want to call it. This one with the blue background. And I'm putting it just above the head. And this is so we can see where everything is gonna go back to its normal position, because we will just be moving this, so we can already tell that we don't want to move the hair at all, I don't think. We do not need this ellipse. We do not need the hair can be linked to the head. And lock it, because we don't want to ever touch that again. All right, and these are the few things we're gonna move. So it looks like he's moving around a little bit. Okay, so this is going to start the process of figuring this out. And I have my little... I thought I had my little thing. Save this here. There we go. Now we have our little cheat sheet. This is kind of the expression we're going to use, but I'm not going to use it exactly. Really, I should. I have it memorized. I don't know why I felt like I had to pull that up. Okay, so I like to start with the nose. P. What we are going to do is use the face controller. We're going to use the position of the face controller, and we are just going to link this to this. Blammo. And now we can see this moved, and it moves on some weird level of existence that I don't understand yet, so you need to get it back. And unfortunately, what it's doing, getting the math from this thing, it puts it there, and you can no longer move it. So what you have to do, or what we've found works is by typing value, and then we can start to manipulate it back into position. Maybe I want this on top of everything, and we'll lock it. Okay, like that is good. I did see one issue here, but we'll address it when it comes up. So this is our basic information we're going to use for all these other pieces, and it is a pain in the ass, but it's going to be well worth it. Oh, you know what I should do? Control C, and I'm going to see if I can take this, edit. Let's take position, edit, copy expression only. Paste. Okay. Maybe we can start to save some time by doing it all at once. The only thing is like each of these are going to have to be moved. So all we've done here is like it's still all linked to this nose thing. We'll start the facial animation at the 1 frame. It's gonna look to the left, and then he's going to hold that, and then he's gonna look up and to the right. And then he's going to hold that. Okay, so we have this, we have the facial movement, and all we're going to do is change the amount that these things are actually moving. So I like to start with the eyeballs, and we want it to be further behind, so divided by 1.5. Maybe this was the wrong way to do it because it shifts around so much. I'm gonna say divide it by 2 and see what that looks like. Okay, I'm gonna take this one, you divide this by 1.75. Okay. Another thing I want to do right away is to take the anchor points and move them like to the 25% mark about, and that's going to be blinking in just a second. But now we have, oh, let's do this eye again. .2. Okay. And we want the eyebrows to not be as and do 1.5. 1.75. Okay. So what this is doing is like making some things move more than others. And I want to put the nose in between the two eyes. And this is the issue I was talking about. I'll turn off his glasses temporarily. Oh, I can see so much better. This might be easier to address in Photoshop first, just because it didn't seem like we had enough space or whatever. So this sort of lets us see actually what our pixels are. Just gonna shrink this down. Whoops. We're painting with the shirt color, so let's change it to something bigger. Here we go. Okay. Put everything back where it was. Now when we hit save, if we jump into After Effects really fast, we'll see that this moved, but that's fine because the art hasn't changed, and all that we really have to do is move this here like that. Okay, and here is how we will fix this part of it. We just need to make sure you have your nose selected, and then something like that. And so I think it's going to be okay to clip some of this brown that makes up the nose. And we're going to deselect it. But now we can see that it kind of occludes that eyeball. This is super drastic. His face could never go that high. We can make it go more to the right. Well, so the math is probably not close enough to being accurate, but that's okay. We have a little bit of a hint of it, it feels like. But the nose can go past the face is the biggest part for me. Okay, and now we're gonna do all these mouths. You. But I'm just gonna focus on one for now. And maybe it should just be his closed mouth. Turn this back on. Go to our frame 1. Where is your smile supposed to go? Where did it originally happen at? Let's just say right there. Okay, so his eyebrow, I don't want it to move as far as it is. So the closer you get to dividing it by 1, it would move 1 on 1 with the other guy. Now the ear. Tap, 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 tap. Lots of nudging. Okay, so you can see that the ear is moving far, far too much. So that just means we need to crank this down much more. It would be better if I had more screen space to work with. Okay. I'm going to divide it by even more. Oops, sorry. So, I have a home key, and that's where I want to match the stuff to, because we want to use that as like our home base for all the artwork. And any changes that happen they'll not be detectable, I don't want to say, but it will be easier to get them correct. Man, okay, I'm really gonna divide this by a lot. I'm just gonna go up to like 10 right now. Go to 1 second. I think it might work better if this is further back to start with. And we might have to modify the base artwork a little bit, but I don't think he'll ever look that high up. Yeah, this is doing something weird. I'm having a bigger problem getting this right on this project. On my other face, it worked like pretty much perfectly right away. But again, your face doesn't move that much. These are extreme movements. Okay, cool. So the last part is to wire in some slider controls for his eye blinks onto here. And I, by default, put this at 100%. And then we're gonna come up to the eyeballs, scale. It's an array, so it's gonna be 100, comma, and this is not gonna work. It's fine, I know it's not gonna work. Slider. I'm gonna pick the eye blink slider and then close the bracket, and it should work just fine. And now if we do 15, we get some little blinkies. So I'm doing 1, 2 frames to blink. What? 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. F9. And then you can take this, copy, and paste that into the other eye. And now you just copy, paste, paste. I think I want to move the mouth further back from where his head is, or the nose. So I will divide this by 2. I'll just guesstimate for now. Okay, and I think I'm doing the back one wrong. Dividing it by 2.2 is too much. It should move less than the other eyeball, which is 2. So to make it move less, you go 1 point, something like this. That looks freaky. No, I think I'm right. I think I am right about that. Okay, and then so the eye is dividing by 3, and this eyebrow, we want it to move more than that. So I'm just gonna do like 2.5 or something. Okay, I'm happy with that. Now we can tweak those values later on. Not a problem. I just want to get something laid in there. And the mouths will probably all just be linked to the original, the one we just made. Okay, so this guy's taken longer than my previous art model, which is just fine. All right, so to fix this ear, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna come into Photoshop, come to the ear, and I'm gonna click here, and I'm just gonna drag a little bit and fill it in. You'll see what that does here. So yeah, all I did was make a little bit of extra junk. Fudge. Something must be happening in the math to make it not work. Be super extreme. Divide this by 50. Okay, divided by 75. All right, one thing that's driving me crazy is this hair thing down here. So I'm just gonna do this. Use a pen. It's gonna be a mask. A subtraction mask, which is going to be like his haircut. We'll give him like a little bit of a fade or something like that. I'm more okay with that than what was going on. And since it only shows at the most extreme, we can have his fade go up further on his head. This is just like trying to fix the problems as they come up. Okay, I'm good with that. Now, yes, I did not forget about the glasses. They're still here. And they move almost the way that they need to. We will just divide this. We want them to move a little bit less, just a little bit less. So I'm gonna divide it by like 1.2. Oops. I have to divide it by 1.2. And then we will realign it. De-align it. Okay, great. That looks good to me. And now what we're going to do is it will be interesting what we're going to do. I'm trying to think of the best way to accomplish this without it looking stupid. If his face goes up. Okay, so what we are going to do is we're gonna save. Yes, save is good. It's great how I accidentally save all the time. We're going to put one of these on the origin point, and then we're going to put one of these straight across behind the ear. So these are going to be our two targets. Glasses target. And this could probably be done a much easier way, but I am just going to try this for now. I'm going to go to frame 1. Put this here. And are they still lined up? Yes, they're still lined up. And I'm going to link this one to the ear. Link this to the ear. And we'll move, make sure it's going with it. Great. Then we'll take this and we'll link this to the glasses. And then we'll click these. And I have a little handy script over here called Connect Layers. And we're going to connect them with a tree. Is that the right word? And we're going to make this like this. And we're going to choose the color of his glasses. We'll say OK. And then we will put this under his ear. And then we will come into his glasses and like kind of mask this part off. And I don't know if that like change in shape, you can see how it bends a little bit, is distracting, but this is a good way to do stuff like this. Because you can also look down ish, and all of this will be like further enunciated by when he actually looks down. Let's go back to origin. And I think the only thing I want to do here is put the nose on top of the glasses. So let's switch these. And then on this, I guess modify the artwork a little bit. Okay, and I'm seeing that I accidentally messed up this a little bit. Okay, and then I'm going to, what I want to do is nudge these down a little bit, just so they match up a bit better. Oh, I see what's going on. So it's like I just want to be consistent one way or the other. And to peak, the side that was left was not transforming with his face. So I needed to do something like this. Okay. And if I'm ever doing like 1 pixel adjustments, I just do this. That might not be as bad. That does not look good. Just do 0. Feather it by 0.5. 1. Well, this the bummer is I can't quite see what's going on here. The origin, to bump it down a little bit. Yeah, so this is just going to be a cleaning type of a thing until you get something you're happy with. And I'm not even going to worry about the right side, the right eye beam, whatever that would be called. I don't know what that's called. But when he looks up, we can also do the a neck rotation. Bum, bum. 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 Okay, I'm feeling pretty happy with this. And then like a return to 0. And I'll have to figure out my visual library or hierarchy, whatever I'm going to do for keeping facial motions consistent. But like that didn't look right. And what would be cool is if I could just like offset the facial animation from the rotation point of the base of the neck or something like that. But I don't know how to do that quite yet. I can keep experimenting with that. We got all the things that I think this guy needs to do. We can look at some of his extra hands now. Let's start shying some of this stuff that we don't need. Shy. Shy. Okay, here we go. So he's gonna have to like bend down and pick up his briefcase. That's gonna be one move. But these hands look like they're matching into there okay. He's gonna pick up his phone, which is gonna be good. Pretty much every animated character is really magical. I don't know if you know that. They can just move their body in ways that are very unnatural and not allowed by the constraints of anything anymore. Okay. So we're gonna have his butt. I think I might want his legs to go over his body. I'm going to switch to his default hand. Okay, so a lot of this is just going to be cleaning up and massaging what happens. I don't have any motion tests right now. Well, let's do a simple one. Let's do him like putting his arm up on his shoulder and looking up. Let's do that instead. So he's gonna be done here. Oh, here he looks up. Let's get his arms back. Whoops, not his hands. His arms back. He puts that one on his and these nope. So I like to use some of these little features in here. Copy animation, paste animation. Great. Copy animation, paste animation. All right, so he's gonna slowly bring his arms up. That's stupid. He's not going to look down. We're going to take this, and we might need to do another keyframe, I mean. Let's see if we can get him to do like a, oh. So with IK, the biggest thing, in my opinion, is to like start straightening out your curves. So even though this is like a straight line and that's where it ends up, it would be better, I think, to do something like that. Where he like lifts it up. Maybe you put your hand higher than that when you're like thinking. Yeah, maybe it's just not even like a hand movement, but something more like that. That it looks a little bit awkward in his shoulder area. But that's where we can come in here and shrink his arm down, maybe? I don't know, we can do a lot of different things. Nope. I'm gonna have him move both his arms. Something like that. And I mean, we will be limited by the puppet, but we will be in a better position than if we tried to do everything by hand, maybe. Looks like he's just nervously touching his own butt. This clavicle roll is killing me. So I guess you can keyframe this a 50% here. And then over here, we don't want it to be as much. Something like that. But then like he could nod his head, yes, be like, oh yes, I understand, I will comply. No need to terminate me. Whoa, scary. And his face goes off into no man's land. He can think for a second, and then he can put his arms back down. Holy shit, what is this? This is scary. Holy hell, what's going on here? I'm pretty sure it's from the clavicle thing. So I'm just gonna go to the first frame and turn it off and see what happens. Nope. It's from something else, so we can leave those there. This is just the absolute worst. Look at this crap. What is this? What's even going on here? Unlock these. Just stupid. Okay. Yeah, I understand. Okay, great. Something like that. Okay, I'm gonna stop farting around and let everybody leave, because there'll be plenty of animation stuff that needs fixed once we start animating. We're just rigging right now, which is so funny. It's hilarious. It's totally hilarious. So this file will be cleaned up a little bit more so it's easier to animate. And then I think we have one more character, and then we will start actual animations and stuff like that. So let me put this on a loop and send this guy home. Yes, sir.